Hi there, and welcome to the next instalment of our People Lab Element sessions. And today I'm going to be talking about the psychology of engagement, which is really understanding why engagement works. So it struck me a while ago that whilst we are all very familiar with the business case for engagement, very few of us actually stop to ask why. Why is it the case that companies that have a highly engaged workforce outperform companies that have a less engaged workforce? Well, the answer is in the psychology of engagement. So, I want to start by getting to think about this current paradigm. The way that we are educated, the way that we work in organisations is like this. We have this assumption that if we work really hard, then we'll be more successful, and if we're more successful, then we will be happier, engaged. We will have the opportunity to experience some kind of positive emotion. And actually, what we find is that the opposite is true. What tends to happen is that by following this formula, when we reach those goals, we want to earn a bit more money, we want to get a promotion, we have a little spike in happiness or engagement or positive emotions, but actually very soon we're kind of back to where we were before. So, from a psychologist's point of view, we talk about continually pushing happiness over the cognitive horizon. We never quite reach it. It's like chasing the end of the rainbow. And what we find is the opposite is true, that actually when our brains perform best when they're in a positive state, and they actually outperform our brains when they're in a negative, neutral or stress state. So what we find is that if we kind of switch the formula around, we focus on creating happy, positive, engaged brains. If we focus on creating conditions where we can experience positive emotions, then we are more successful. And research shows increases in intelligence, creativity, energy when we're in a positive state, and this obviously translates into business outcomes. So, in actual fact, the formula looks like this. So, if we focus on the engagement, on the happiness first, then we're able to work harder, smarter, faster, and then we experience more success. And there's a very good reason for this. When we experience positive emotions, so for example, when we're at work and someone says, "Thank you for a job well done," and we managed to kind of nail that project that was giving us so much trouble, and we do it, we think, "Brilliant, I feel great, I finally delivered this project." Our brain's in a positive state and it releases dopamine. So, dopamine is a neurotransmitter associated with those positive emotions, makes you feel happier. But the other thing that dopamine does is it actually turns on all the learning centers in your brain. So when you're feeling those great positive emotions, what's happening is the dopamine's flooding your brains and you are also primed to work better, smarter, harder, faster. You're just primed to be a lot better at whatever it is you're doing. And this is the psychology that explains why it is that we see those amazing results from kind of the business case. So why it is that engaged workforces are more productive, they're more innovative, they sell more, they're just better at what they do. The reason is it's all about the dopamine. So I wanted to share this with you because I think it's really important to understand why engagement works, and it's actually a really great sort of piece of background to share with those tricky stakeholders who are thinking that maybe this is all like a little bit of smoke and mirrors. It's actually science, and that's why engagement works. If you're interested in this, I would highly recommend that you check out a TED talk by Sean Aker, who wrote The Happiness Advantage. So this work comes from the work of Sean Aker. It's probably one of the best TED Talks I've ever seen, so check that out. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Have a lovely Easter break. We are going to be back on your screens on Tuesday, the 25th of April. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Bye.